Hello fellow humans. Okay, so in this video it's gonna be a tutorial. I'm gonna show you how to make your weapons look cool and vintage. So how to achieve from this to this. I don't know if you can see, but this one looks gorgeous. It's like a word of AK style. So if you run around a lot, scratch it, yeah. There are many different ways to do this. Some people show videos to use cola, like a Coca-Cola or something like that, to wear the guns. Well, this is the option. Some people gonna make, well, it's gonna roll. Some people use sandpaper and some people use fire. I don't recommend anything like this, but you can use something like this. This is like a sandpaper sponge. So it's very thick. It's like a, yeah, it's thick, very hard sponge. It's made out of fibers, so like sandpaper fibers, but it's not a sandpaper. You are not able to scratch metal with this. It's most to scratch paint. There are many variants. I used classic one. I don't know what the grain is, but it kinda doesn't matter. If you used sandpaper, you can damage your metal. So if you have very soft surface and you use sandpaper, you can scratch it. Like it's gonna scratch the metal and it's gonna look ugly. So yeah. But if you use this, you can squish it a couple times to make it softer, so it's way better. Yeah, so it's now more flexible. And then you go just rub your metal parts like this. After you do this, you're gonna see the effect very quickly. I already did remove more paint. It's removing paint, not metal. It's not gonna leave you just ugly scratches like you use sandpaper, but it's gonna make a very fine finish. And when you are done with scratching this with this, just use a towel or something to remove little fibers that's left, because when you crush it, move it, there are lots of fibers gonna fall, creating like a dust. And then you just rub it off, remove, using, I don't know, towel or something like that. And then you use something to protect from rusting, like a gun oil or something like that. I usually use gun oil with protective purposes that make sure metal parts won't corrode and keep them shiny and cool like this. So, as you can see, I'm gonna show you on my AKs. This is from AK 105 from GHK, and this one from AK 74U from GHK. So the same brand. Well, it's work amazing on steel, but I'm not sure about the aluminum. I think the effect will be the same because this is paint and this is paint, and if you do this, you don't need to put the oil, so because the aluminum won't corrode because it's aluminum. So yeah, this is my AK 105. I made the unboxing, and this is my AK 74U. As you can see, it's a little bit weared off. I don't want to wear it off so much because I don't like this post-Apple looking, but you can achieve the good shining effect with this, and you won't have a lot of scratches like you used sandpaper. I did use sandpaper on my old guns, replicas from Airsoft, and they look terrible. Guys, I just wasted so much time and removed a little bit too much, because with the sandpaper you can use the grain, like the very little grain and very big grain. I used the smallest grain possible, but it still destroyed the gun. So if you want to make sure you won't break your Airsoft replicas, use this. This is just coolest thing you can do for your guns to make them look vintage and old. Don't look at the wood because it's not finished yet. I have to put some coats on it and make it looking more old, what the effect is. Cool. For this part I used, I don't know how to say it in English because the names are different, but you use some kind of oil that makes your wood like this color. So yeah, it's very cool, easy way to make your Airsoft replicas look old and vintage. So yeah, if you have any questions, just tell me. I'm gonna answer them all if I'm able to. If you need help or something, post information. I'm gonna help you. So yeah, if you have any other ideas what you use for making stuff look old and vintage, I'm waiting. Which one looks better? Original black or vintage and old? Tell me in the comments below. Subscribe, like the video, share with your friends so they won't make the same mistake using sandpaper. But this soft paper sponge here, I'm gonna show you how to achieve this to look like this. So you take your sand sponge or something like that, I don't know the name in the America, but yeah, in my country it calls papier ścierny. I'm gonna put the information how it's pronounced in my language, and you just take this like so. I don't know which way you want to start. You just put it like that, or any surface you want, and you just rub it like this, and you already can see it's gonna look cool. You don't need to push it hard, it's gonna just, yeah, it's very fast process. You don't need to use much force. Yeah, it's already looking like the different version. Yeah, and it's gonna look cool. And remember, if you used it on steel, remember to put the gun oil or other lubricant that make a coat so it's not gonna rust, because you don't want rusty parts. Yeah, doing this you remove the protective coat from rusting, so make sure, well, technically you do, but if you put some gun oil you won't get any rust on your replica. Well, it's getting there. If you put more time in it, you're gonna achieve this effect. Just try it at home.